Glory, honor, praises to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Hakudash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone, oil, and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. So come to a lesson here. Yeah, coming to you with a lesson here. Just to explain how bad that Ukraine-Russian war is, because, we're over here in America, we hear talks of Zelensky coming over to America, going to the Oval Office, talk. Like, matter of fact, let's just try to look up a random article. Zelensky and Trump news. Yeah, see, and then even this one. Matter of fact, let me click on this really quick. Slovakia.
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe.
What's your message for them? Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world.
Yeah, that's the ultimate, how we just answered that as the ultimate form of deflecting. Because the times that we're coming in, you got to align. Well, I guess like he said, he aligned with the United States, but it is a form of deflecting because he's over here trying to make deals with Putin that he needs to go through. And let me say this, what he really wants to say is he doesn't give a shit about Ukraine. And he only wants to make deals with top dogs. And Ukraine is not a top dog. You see what I'm saying? Ukraine is not a top dog. So just the reason I pull up this video is because him and Zelensky get into it.
But you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing.
It looks like a little boy getting put in his place by his daddy, because that's what America is to Ukraine. You see? Now, you hear what he's saying here. You hear what Trump is saying, that you're playing with lives of millions of people. You damn right. I hate to agree with this guy, but Zelensky is, doing something that is actually killing millions. And I have documentation from the government. This is from congress.gov, where you can look up different, congress.gov, you can look up the Bill of Rights, all the amendments. You can look up some of the executive orders that have been passed throughout the years from different presidents and the present president. So this is a legitimate site, and this is an actual PDF file of the information they have about the Ukraine. As you can see from the title, it says Ukraine war casualties near 500,000, U.S. officials say. It says troop deaths and injuries in Ukraine near 500,000, U.S. officials say. Now, I've been looking and reading through this. I've been watching a whole bunch of Ukrainian like war videos, stuff like that, because the media is not going to give us this information. Okay, you got to go and look at it for yourself. Give me 1 second, if you don't mind. I'm pulling something up real quick. I watch certain videos like as such, Salakia, you know.
You want to know the best time to replace your air conditioning or heating
I don't-
system? When it's not too hot and it's
Shit.
not too cold. The weather's mild and demand.
All right, skip. I'm not gonna. The first clip is kind of graphic for. Well, shit, this shit is on YouTube, but you know they might take my fucking channel down if I show this. But this first clip shows like Ukrainian snipers shooting and taking down a Russian military, and it's blatant. This is right here. They're using thermal scopes and stuff. But anywho, you know, I watch videos like this. It is trench warfare. It's trench warfare in Ukraine right now, which we understand. If you understand war in general, trench warfare, that's one of the toughest type of warfares to fight. United States experience, well, just the whole world experienced that, especially in World War I. They use a lot of trenches. Into, let me just say into. Go watch the movie Saving Private Ryan. You'll see they use a lot of trench warfare. And another war that was pretty gruesome for the United States, at least, was the Vietnam War, where it was jungle warfare, but the Vietnamese used trenches and different type of things like that too. Another country during World War II that fought underground a lot was Japan. You know, so trench warfare is one of the toughest battles to fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going on here. Now, include tanks, include aircraft, and then, of course, include drones. Drones have been a major factor, which I watched another video, which I'm probably not going to pull up here. Maybe I will. I don't know. Drones, Salakia. Shit. Drones were another factor. Give me a second. Yep. I will share the. Let me get this up real quick. Bear with me. Probably another. Oh, there we go. Okay. But anywho, drones are another factor in that war. But you can see trench warfare play a little bit. Yeah, it's a lot of battling over there. I don't want to play too much. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can go type this into YouTube and watch it yourselves. I watch a lot of these videos just to see what's really going on. This is the action this is the true action that's happening over there. And they're really getting down over there. Russian side and Ukrainian side. And they're both going at it. So back to this thing that is from the Congress. It says Ukraine and Russian have lost staggering number of troops. Counter-offensive drags on. A lack of rapid medical care has aided to the toll. It says the total number of Ukrainian and Russian troops killed or wounded since the war began 18 months ago is nearing 500,000. And I think this thing came out a few months ago, so it's probably like 550 or some shit like that. U.S. officials say it says a staggering toll as Russia assaults to its next door neighbor and tries to seize more territory. As we know, Putin kind of gave us a story when he had that interview with Tucker Carlson. Gave us the history behind it. So, of course, these numbers may be inflated or may be deflated on both sides, and maybe you're biased as well, because you know both sides are probably not going to give exact numbers, but there are numbers that you can't sugarcoat and hide either. Now, there are also actual United States like veterans, not troops, because Trump said he's not sending anything over there. But you, as a veteran or as a prior military member, either you're a contractor or Well, that's what it is. Most contractors, and matter of fact, I know I'm all over the place. Uh, the contractor, this movie here shows, which was a good movie to me. This movie shows like how there's a lot of veterans that come out of the military who are down bad, and they were like, the only way I can get a lump sum of money is to go back into combat. In this movie, it showed like he went back into combat and he was gonna get a fucking like a $60,000-$70,000 check right off the bat just for going, you know. And he got paid that day, and then but he had to go, you know. And they put you in harm's way to do whatever fucking work they tell you to do, you know. And it's a dirty job. So there's a lot of contractors, prior military members, which there's videos. I think there's a documentary on it where they go out there and they fight in Ukraine, and I'm like, yeah, that is different now. War is different. The Afghanistan, all of that stuff, nah, because we're dealing with drones now. You got to understand how to deal with drones, and that's what we're gonna see in Jacob's Trouble, man. These, you know, they send a National Guards troop in Chicago, and these, you know, people in Chicago talking crap to Trump, like, well, you're not about to come in our city. He don't gotta come. He'll just send drones, and you're done. Okay. Which, speaking of, let me show you a little bit more footage. I watched this video, and this is pretty much a tank video. Yeah, this is a good.
From the battlefield.
Salaki, man.
This game, you're not ready for it.
See, that's a drone. That's a drone blowing up a tank. Easy money. No one has to be near you to touch you in a violent manner.
Have you noticed how often enemy tanks explode after just the first hit? In such cases, the chances of survival are minimal, unlike Western tanks.
And this has a lot to do with the death toll as well, because them people, there's about at least 3 or 4 people in those tanks, automatic death right there. So anyhow, it says Russian military casualties of the United States Slovakia are approaching 300,000. The number includes 120,000 deaths and 170 to 180 injured. It says Russian numbers dwarf the Ukraine numbers figures. The officials say 70 to 100,000 dead, with Ukraine to 120,000 wounded. You see what I'm saying? So it's a high numbers over there that they're not, you know, necessarily showing. And that takes me to this scripture. It says 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And the reason I'm bringing this out is prime example because of media. Propaganda. The more you're going to get, the more Esau's going to push out his ideologies and beliefs and things of that nature. You got, and a lot of the purpose of this video is to look things up for yourself. You know, you have to have that spirit of Berea on you, the Church of Berea. But they just look things up, okay, because they're a studious type church, okay? And then the word devices is noema in the Greek, okay? And it means evil purposes. So the media, what the media gives, CNN, Fox, whatever news station, they have an evil purpose, an evil agenda behind whatever they're doing, okay? And they'll go and show you, you know, oh, Ukraine is holding their own, when really what I'm reading in a government document right here on the screen, both sides are getting high death tolls. It's not good. And Ukraine can't keep that up. Though they're saying that, you know, the casualties dwarf the Ukrainian losing 100,000 soldiers is a bigger hit to them than Russia losing 100,000 soldiers. Russia has a far way bigger and stronger and vast military presence and power than Ukraine. what Russia is doing right now is playing the long game, and they can sacrifice the numbers in a sense. You know, I'm putting air quotes around sacrifice. They can weather the storm. Ukraine, if they lose another 100,000, they might be done for. That's why when you go back to this video, he said you're playing a dangerous game and you're playing with millions of lives. Because this doesn't include the civilian casualties too. Because there's a lot of videos that I've seen, like this one, where they're going through cities and towns, and there are still people living in the towns that are absolutely leveled by tank and aircraft fire and small arms combat, and they're still living where they live because they have nowhere to go. And a lot of people are a casualty of war because they just couldn't move. You know, simple and plain as that. So they're not even including civilian deaths. Okay? Zelensky is playing with a lot of lies, you know, but that's evil purposes. We're not ignorant to it. So when Jacob's trouble comes, it's a device. Jacob's trouble in the eyes of Esau is a device. It's an evil purpose that is going to happen. He's not going to care about the innocent, quote unquote, because we know what the book of Job says, innocent lives that are lost when he comes down on Jake. He's not going to give a shit. Okay? You know? So I just wanted to bring that to light to show you really how bloody this war is. This Russo-Ukrainian war is. It's pretty bloody. But it's not really talked about the lives that have been lost so far in this specific war. They're nearing a fucking million. They're nearing 1 million. Okay? We haven't gotten to the millions since the old wars. Okay? We haven't gotten to the millions of deaths since the old wars. This is nearing 1 million. 500,000 right now, you know? So that's about all I have for you here today. And that's kind of like an update of what's going on as well. I read through most of this, but I'm not about to do it here on this lesson. If y'all want, y'all can go to congress.gov and search this up for yourself. So Lord willing, Zedify and give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Achapadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, who will and teach well. Peace, up, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Till the next time I say shalom, and like always, repent, for Yahweh Shai is coming back sooner than what me and you believe. All right, shalom.